Hey Kaiju Canuck, I saw your bingo card video a couple days ago and I wanted to add a couple things of my own, but first, I need to make a bingo card. Alright, so I'm not technically making my own bingo card, I'm just gonna take yours and I'm gonna edit it because I agree with a lot of your opinions already, but I wanted to add a couple things that I thought were either maybe more plausible or something that maybe I just kind of wanted to see myself. Alright, so now with my bingo card finished, I think now it's time to go over some of the things that I changed and things that I added because I'm hopeful, but also I just want to see them made myself. Alright, so for my bingo card, I'm just going to start off with the things that I left pretty much the same from your bingo card. So, starting with Godzilla 1984, I'm putting that under my hopeful list because I want that suit, because I love that suit. I don't know how likely it is, but knowing how much Monster Arts loves Heisei, I'm willing to bet that it may happen, although I'm not too confident. I left Kiryu on there for Haya because that was a good prediction, but I changed the picture to 2002 because you put 2003. I made it 2002 because that one would go better with their 2002 Godzilla. Also, I left Zilla and the female Muto for Playmates because, well, Zilla's hopeful. I don't personally think that's gonna happen, but I want it to. And the female Muto for Playmates does seem pretty obvious that that's probably gonna happen. Same with Rodan that I left on here, and the male Muto for Haya, because both of those need releases. I'm also going to, I'd also like to mention that I did leave the Super 7 Godzilla -1, although this one I did change to the Oscar version, because I feel like that one's the most likely that they'd probably make, because the Oscar version of Godzilla -1 is just a gold paint job, and Super 7 loves their paint jobs, so they're probably not going to pass that down. But I did leave Jet Jaguar for Super 7 because, man, they cannot get enough releases for that in the reaction line. I've lost count how many there are now. Monster Arts 75 Mechagodzilla, definitely one that I'd like. But if they do make it, I want them to change that neck. I don't like the way they did it. Maybe re-engineer it kind of how they did with Mechagodzilla 93. The way that system worked, I don't know. The neck always looked weird on the original, and that's what kept me from buying it. I left Haya's Godzilla -1 because Haya's -1 is almost a guarantee at this point. I also left the Super 7 Burning Godzilla and Mechagodzilla 93 with their beam effects because those are pretty easy releases, and seeing as what they've been doing recently, that's pretty much a given that they're going to do those. I also think it would have been cool if they included, you know, like how this Ultraman came with this jet VTOL, which is one of my favorite accessories from this Mezco Ultraman. If they included the Super X3 with Burning Godzilla for Super 7 like you had mentioned, I think that would be a really good addition, because getting the VTOL with Ultraman was really surprising and one of my favorite accessories from that set. But I would love to see that 1200 degree Godzilla come back. I put it off getting it and now it's gone up way too high in price, but I do want that figure so bad. I left Haya's Mothra because that's pretty obvious. I left the Scar King and the 3-0 Mechagodzilla because I figured those were also pretty much givens. But I also left your Rose Biollante because, well, maybe not too likely. I do really hope that we get that because I love Godzilla vs. Biollante. I think that's one of the best of the Heisei Godzilla films. Now for some of the things that I changed. For SH Monsters, I put on that first row, Godzilla 1955. That one, probably not too likely. If I'm being honest, not too likely. However, I do think that with it being its anniversary, there's a slim chance that I can get that both beautiful and hideous suit in the Monster Arts line. I want it. I don't know if it's gonna happen though. Now I did want to add one more 3-0 thing on here, which is the Ava Mark 6. I feel I've bought a good amount of their Evangelion figures, and with them just announcing Ava Unit 13 not too long ago, I feel like Ava Unit 6 is gonna come right after, because those two are pretty connected, I feel. I also put in a new company, Ichiban Show. I feel like they're probably gonna end up releasing a Shin Godzilla. I don't have any proof of this, but I feel like they're gonna hit Shin Godzilla because they are tackling a lot of the more famous Godzillas, like the Burning Godzilla and Godzilla -1, as well as 54, and so I feel like Shin is probably right around the corner. Now, for the next line, I did mention, or well, I'm mentioning now, Orga may be coming to the Monster Arts line. I know the figure is technically Godzilla vs. Megaguirus, but I also have to stay a little hopeful that they'll release an Orga to go with it, because Orga's cool, man, come on. I also put Godzilla 1954 for Haya, because for Haya, you mentioned that they had, or Eden had mentioned there was a sculpt that he hadn't released yet, but even though 2004 Godzilla is a good guess because he likes that suit, I think that 54 is probably more likely because it was the anniversary last year, and so they probably wanted to get a 54 figure out, but maybe it's just backed up in production, I'm guessing. Now on the final line, I did put for Super 7 91 King Ghidorah, because they've hit multiple of the main big villains from the Heisei Godzilla series, like Destroya and Space Godzilla and Biollante. So I feel like having not just 91 Ghidorah, but a Ghidorah in general in the Ultimates line is pretty likely for them, because many people love Ghidorah, so it would almost be stupid not to make a Ghidorah figure. And going along with the Heisei theme they have going on right now, that seems to be the most likely option. And for the last square on the bingo sheet, I'm gonna predict, this one's a wild one, I'm gonna predict that Mezco is making a 112 collection Red King, because right here with the Ultraman, the 112 Ultraman, they did show on the box, let me put up the picture now or something, that they did show on one of the promotion pictures that there was a Red King, but I'm not sure if that is a prototype for a 112 version, or if it is just a stock photo that they somehow manipulated to be in the picture. But I'm really hoping that they make a Red King to go with this Ultraman, because I love this Ultraman. It's great. It's a great figure. I need a monster and scale to be with him, because as you can see by 89 Godzilla, they don't match, and neither do any of the other SH Ultraman figures. So I want a Red King to go with him. I think that would be a really cool addition to the 112 line. Also, seeing how they get his articulation to work with his very puffy body proportions, that would be interesting to see. I'd like to see how they handle that. I mean, they handled Ultraman's suit perfectly, so that would be something cool to get from Mezco. Wow, I almost knocked that all over. Things I'm hopeful for, I really hope we get that Red King from Mezco, definitely. That's a major one. I'd also really like to get the 55 in the Monster Arts line. It's probably not happening. No one cares about the 55 suit as much as I do, but I think it's a beautiful mix of chaotic, stupid, and scary. I feel pretty good about some of my predictions, like the Ava Mark 6. That one is logical. That one could happen. I'm not doubting that one, neither with the Ichiban Show Shin Godzilla. Those two are pretty possible. I wouldn't be surprised by those, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Anyway, that's my predictions. I don't know if they're right, but it was fun, and all credit for the bingo list goes to Kaiju Canuck. I didn't make that. I just thought this would be a fun, short video that I could make and have a little bit of fun with an idea someone else made. Anyway, thanks for watching.